Hi folks, Ron Barlow here. You know, lately I've been thinking a lot about how the mind works. Maybe that could be because it's not working as well as it once did. But you know, a blog or two ago or a video or two ago, I started realizing or thinking, making an observation. I don't know if you think it's true or not, but I believe that a lot of people are not really thrilled with the way their lives have turned out. As I said with myself, it was a lot of boredom and I couldn't find any activity to do. And when I got retired, I had all kinds of time to do it. And that's because I didn't prepare properly for my retirement in terms of finances. However, let's put that aside. You know, we've got a lot of cares that concern us when we're going through life. We've got disappointments that happen. And some people are even to a point of worrying about their future, worrying about their job. As I said before, in this city here, we had the steel industry, which was high-paid manufacturing jobs, and they're all going. And so, as well as that, internal noise going on inside your head that pops up every once in a while, and we try to avoid it and not focus on it. There's also so much negativity in the world that if we watch the news on TV, that we hear about. There's just so much of that. Now, this little video I put on my blog today is about the tremendous amount of negativity that the blacks lived with in the United States back in the let's say in the 50s and many other years before that. But the story that I'm going to present to you in the documentary video is the way that Canadian football embraced those people. This here video, a short piece of it I'll show you, is called the Gridiron Underground, where the players came up here and they were accepted on the teams in Canada. Now, the first person interviewed, first player, happens to now be a dear friend of mine. But when I was a kid, 8 or 10 years old, I used to go out with my parents and were looking for new homes. And we lived in a store, in an apartment above a store on a main street. And I didn't know why we had to almost go out and do that. Why don't we just get this over with, and then I can listen to the radio at a nice new home. And they would always say, look, why don't we turn this radio off? The Tiger Cats are so far behind, there's not any hope. But they seem to always pull it out. And one of the players at that time was Bernie Custis, who's the first guy interviewed in this video. And many years later, I was at his gym that he had a permit for, because he was an elementary school principal. And a lot of the players on his junior football team and some Tiger Cats, the present day Tiger Cats, I found out about it and came out. So it was a pretty competitive situation. The first 10 guys come and get a game going, and Bernie's not around, and they ain't going to move off that floor. After a while, I realized, even though I'm not that big a guy, okay, when one team wins, I just walked out on the floor and I said, I'm going to be part of the next 5 guys that are going to go and play against you. However, Bernie came around and played, and then at the end of the session we had, he said, how are you doing, fellas? I don't believe we've met. My name is Bernie Custis. What's yours? Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, enjoyed having you here. You're welcome to come here anytime. I felt so embarrassed because I felt like I crashed the party. Nobody invited me. I just heard that there was a gym going on there. And all throughout my life, when I went into my entrepreneurial phase, when I quit teaching and tried to be a real estate developer, let's call it income property owner, and build a little portfolio of that, he would see me supply teaching because things weren't going as well as I had hoped. And he'd always say to me, how you doing? My name is Ron Barlow, and my initials were RB, and my nickname at the time was RB, but he always called me R. How you doing, R? He says, anything I could do to help you? How nice is this guy, principal, eh? So take a look down below. There's a wonderful video of the way things were and how the players are so happy today that all the retired players are being interviewed. And there's even the present-day quarterback of the Tiger Cats who was trying out for an NFL, and they want him to switch to a defensive back. I mean, I thought that was so long gone. He says, defensive backs, those are the people I like to pick on and break their spirit. I don't want to be one. Okay, thanks a lot.